That's awesome.
All right, welcome everyone. My name is Emily Anderson. I am with FranNet, and I'd like to introduce my counterpart, Paige Nickel. Paige, you want to introduce yourself there?
Morning, everyone. I'm Paige Nickel with FranNet. My brother and I and our team with Emily and others, we run the Southern California and Pacific Northwest area for FranNet.
And so we provide a service to connect individuals like you to great business opportunities. Any business that we connect you with or introduce you to has been thoroughly vetted and pre-screened by our parent company. And as I was just saying before we started recording, this is really in the spirit of complete transparency and accessing information so that you can get a really clear idea of what some of your options are for businesses. We're really, really happy today. This was actually kind of voted on by our entire team that Paige just referred to. We really wanted to make sure that this business got in front of you. And this is Athletic Republic. So I would like to introduce Charlie Graves. And Charlie, tell us a little bit about what's going on behind you.
I'm the CEO of Athletic Republic. I'm not, I work with FranNet because they're great at helping us bring qualified candidates to our system. I'm an operating executive, so I dabble in franchise development as part of my job, but my job really is helping small businesses be better small businesses. And so today I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas for the opening of Athletic Republic Little Rock. Our operator and owner joined us during the pandemic, had enough confidence to say, hey, I really like what's going on with Athletic Republic. And here we are 7 months later opening his center. We're excited. This is a big day for us. This is in a flex space, kind of what I would say kind of light. It's not even industrial. It's kind of it's not an office park, but it's a tree-lined street with, light manufacturing and warehouse retail businesses. So retail in the front, warehousing in the back is kind of common. This is an 8,000 square foot facility, which is a lot bigger than most of our centers. Most of our locations are 3,000 to 4,000 square feet. But today is a big day in its life because we're opening the center publicly. It's actually been opened for 10 days. We opened it a week and a half ago for a soft open, where we bring in our corporate team and help their trainers and staff learn the business, sell memberships. But today is the first public announcement. So this morning, as I was saying a moment ago, the Chamber of Commerce was here. We cut the ribbon. My partner, John Brankus, who you may know from ESPN Sports Science, joined us as well. John welcomed them to the network. And then we had all of our networks, some 85 locations around the country, get on a Zoom call just like yourself and wish our newest owner, Jay Battle, welcome. And so it's a big deal. We also bring in the last center that we opened, which was in Boca Raton, Florida. And Jeff Cohen is around here somewhere. You'll see him in a second. He presents a plaque, their opening brand, to the new member of the network as part of that ceremony. So it's that handoff, that rookie handoff from one to another that is a part of our tradition as well. So let me just show you around a little bit before I get into this presentation. So I'm sitting at the front desk. There's a reception area here. Behind it is part of our training space, offices to the front, and then to the back is the turf area and all the weight equipment. If I get a chance, I can unplug my computer and kind of walk you around as we get a little bit further. But as you can see, there's a lot going on. And I've got about an hour before athletes start showing up and start training today. So we'll try to get this in well before that.
Yeah, we're going for another 25 minutes. So
I know.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of information getting crammed in. And for those that are joining us, feel free to type any questions into the chat and we'll be sure to get those addressed. So Charlie, when we announced this opportunity to potentially interested parties, we talked about this being a sports performance business. This is not a big box gym. This is not boutique fitness. So sometimes it's easier to explain what something is by first saying what it's not. So that's what it's not. Will you please tell us what it is?
Right. So think about performance for a second. The difference between that and fitness is there's results involved. So when you want to get better, you want to know you're getting better. it's very difficult for us to take credit for somebody that shoots more 3-pointers or makes more tackles or scores more goals. But performance training is about measuring what you do and get better. So linear speed, how fast can you run? Change of direction, multi-directional movement, explosive power. Those are all functions of athleticism that we develop, track, measure, and help improve performance. So data, is a big part of fitness today. People wear Fitbits to track their steps. Well, we've been doing it for generations now, or decades now, of actually tracking athletic ability with the measures that we follow. And that helps give us a roadmap for where the athlete's moving. So for example, we'll test every athlete when they come in to get a baseline of their capabilities, their strengths, as well as their areas for development. And then we'll continue to test them and track them as they progress so that we know what changes we have to make to their program. So the difference between fitness and performance is there's actual training involved that's tracked by real data driven to help each athlete get better and eventually achieve their goals.
So tell us about the market in terms of who are these athletes? What ages are they?
Sure. Might be helpful. I have a couple slides ready to tee up. If you could share a screen, I'll be happy to throw those up, and it might help us create some visuals for people to see as well.
Yeah, I went ahead and made you co-host, so you should have access to sharing your screen. That would be great if you want to pull those up.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you see it, my screen?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and if you could put it in slideshow. Oh, you're already there. Excellent.
I love being coached, so just keep going. I'm coachable, really. There's really two sides to this business. When you think about it, there's the athlete development side where helping athletes get better. And there's also the business side of it where we're trying to drive a profit. Now, it's really good when you can invest in your passion, but it's even better when your passion is profitable. And so that's what we're really after. We're here to help in your community, the athletes improve their speed, power, agility, and develop the stamina to compete as well in the closing minutes of a game as they do in the opening minutes. This is really a business that's targeted at specific products for both youth, teen, college, and pros, as well as the older adult that may be still competitive, or the aging adult that's trying to stay fit and mobile. So as long as there's a goal attached, it doesn't always have to be, I want to score more points. It could be a goal that says, I want to lose weight. I want to get ready for golf season. It doesn't, as long as there's a focus to an outcome that we're trying to achieve, we do really well at. Two parts of our business really focused in on as a franchisor. One, delivering our products so the athletes improve, and two, delivering our business services so our owners are profitable.
Excellent.
Why would you want to consider Athletic Republic as an option? I'm going to take you through quickly 5 reasons. Number one, it's a good business that makes money. Number two, it gets results for the athlete. Number three, we do it in a small footprint, even though this one's a little bit bigger than others. We have a program that goes all day against all day parts with different audiences, and it works for both absentee and semi-absentee ownership, meaning that if you only have 12 or 15 hours a week, we can still make this business work for you as an investment, and we want you to be active. This is not a business that's an investment as a non-active owner. This is not a passive investment like you would in a stock, something like that. You have to be involved in this business. And if it's not, FranNet's going to find something that'll be really good for you. But that's not us. Just quickly, how much can I make? In 2019, our average center made $1 million total revenue. We break it out with Athletic Republic services, meaning that those are the things that we do. Unique in franchising, we let our operators do more than just Athletic Republic. So we already have to build our audience no matter what. We have to have people coming to our centers. But because we're getting this unique profile of athletes, there are other services that they want. It could be physical therapy, it might be nutrition supplements, it could be retail, it might be court rental, turf rental, things like that. And so we break that out and say, between 15 and 20% of your revenue is going to be non-Athletic Republic. The reason we make that distinction is that it's also not part of our royalty stream. Right. So we only take royalties on Athletic Republic revenue. We have nothing to do with you selling T-shirts and merchandise. We'll give you the resources to do it, but that's up to you to do. And so our effective royalty rate is reduced because of it.
Wow.
One other quick note, full disclosure, we got hammered last year, as the rest of the fitness industry did. About 50% of our revenue from 2019 and 2020 because of all the closures and suspensions. We use that time to accelerate product development, process development, build new programming, and we're a better business for it today. In fact, we've come out of the pandemic now 8% ahead year to date of 2019. 8% ahead of 2019, first 6 months of this year. So we have gone through our recovery, and the work that we did in the pandemic has made us a better business now. I think we'll finish 2021 about 10% ahead of 2019 on a comp same store sales. So pretty exciting. People ask, what's it going to cost to start up? You know, in a 5,000 square foot facility, figure $400,000. One of the great blessings that came out of the pandemic was real estate discounted. Maybe not so much in the rent, but we're seeing it both in free rent and tenant improvement allowance. Right now, our centers that are going in are the TI or the tenant improvement is covering all the build out. So we're not seeing capital go into real estate. The landlord's covering the build out costs of our facilities, putting in the bathrooms, painting the walls, making sure the lighting's in place. So there is no real cost in build out today for us, hard cost. Working capital is actually the one variable. We're seeing that reduced by the way we've approached the business. So from a budgeting standpoint, figure $400,000 to start one of the Athletic Republic centers. Okay. How we get success, how do we get that 8% growth? We've been very aggressive with our marketing campaigns. This is our summer marketing campaign right now. We are the creative agency for our network and deliver all the creative. Some 38 assets were part of this campaign, from emails that were directed for coaches to social media posts, you name it, was all there in one bundle, along with an activation guide, teaching our centers how to bring their summer marketing campaign to work. One of the things we also learned during the pandemic was we needed to help our operators sell this, especially new owners who are so busy building out their facility and training and developing their staff. We added an agency in-house to pre-sell your business. We added an internal agency to do all the call center work, to take all the leads that are coming in. Here in Little Rock, I think we've taken in over 200 leads already. Over 40% have already been booked into trials, free training trials, and they're converting in real time here in the center. Our goal is to turn the business over to you with 100 members within the first 100 days. And that's going to take you to break even pretty darn quickly. So our goal as an internal agency, before we hand over the sales responsibility to our operator, let them get on their feet, let them get comfortable with the product delivery, let them get used to selling, closing business. Let's start with 100 members within the first 100 days. That gives you enough of a leg up, reduces your working capital in the business, and gets you off to a great start. The last two centers that we've opened before this, they crossed the 100 member mark. In Raleigh, North Carolina, crossed it in 65 days. In Boca Raton, they're not quite there yet. They're at 80 days, and they've already crossed the 100 member mark. So, you know, we're exceeding those goals, but that's our target that we publish, and we'll do better than that if we can. I wanted to show you just quickly what we do. So, you know, we help athletes get better. And I don't know if you can see this video well or not, but this is an 11-year-old soccer player. Her parents came in and said, hey, look, she's an elite soccer player, but we think she could do better. And we're like, yeah, well, you've given your daughter tennis lessons and piano lessons. You've never given her running lessons. Well, let's teach her how to run. And so this is part of every free trial. And in 10 minutes, 15 minutes worth of work with one of our trainers, we improved her running form. This is the same grade, same speed, the video feedback systems on all of our treadmills, and we're giving them the optimum learning environment so they can improve. So in real time, we're teaching young athletes how to get better. Well, we do this as a very guilty way as well. I'll admit that this is a closing technique. When I show this side-by-side video to her parents when they get ready to check out after their free trial, what do you think happens? They're signing up. So that's one of the reasons we do this. And, you know, we showed her how to run, because running is a skill. It's not a genetic development. We can make everybody faster.
Charlie, can I just say, as a runner, where have you been all my life?
Come see us. We'll help you out. it's funny, it's an 11-year-old soccer player. It also works for the elite. A couple of years ago, John Ross called us after the Washington got beat by Alabama in the national semifinals. He said, "Hey, look, I'm a third-round undersized wide receiver. I need to improve my draft stock. Can you help me? I got 6 weeks." We said, "Absolutely." His first day with us, he ran a 4.53 electronic time 40-yard dash. 6 weeks later, at the NFL Combine, he recorded the fastest time ever, a 4.22 electronics. Now, it works for 11-year-old girls. It also works for elite football players and everybody else in between. And he didn't go to the third round. He went 9th overall to the Bengals. So I'd say our work, absolutely helped him significantly, made him millions and millions of dollars. We've trained tons of athletes. We don't typically lead with this because our average age last year was 13 years old. 50% of our customers are male. 50% of our youth and teen athletes are female. When I lead with Heisman Trophy winners and Olympians and things like that, the middle school female athlete may be put off. So we don't lead with this, but we've got a lot of references and credentials. A number of NFL players own our facilities as well. The results speak for themselves, not only for John Ross, but everybody gets faster. They jump higher. They recover better. We're very data driven, as you'll learn more about us. This is something that we've compiled the largest database, performance database in the world that you have access to, and it's available to the athlete off their phone. So when that 14-year-old female lacrosse player says, I need to get better, and she looks at her results, she sees that she may have maybe it's in the 90th percentile linear speed, but her change of direction may be in the 48th percentile. Well, all of a sudden she can go to mom and say, "Hey, mom, I got to get into Athletic Republic and improve my multi-directional movement." That's a level of training IQ that we're trying to instill in our athletes, and using that data to help refine their training at a level that they can help improve. That database now has over 200,000 athletes' performance scores into it, and we use it every day to help refine and improve it. We're layering in a new project that came out of COVID, a predictive analytics that allows the trainers to get data saying, okay, here's what my athlete has been doing based on all the other data that's in here. What does it mean next for her? And so that predictive analytics allows us to improve the quality of our training for every athlete that comes through our program. It's pretty exciting stuff, and it's groundbreaking. Nobody else does it. Anybody that's talking about performance that doesn't track improvement isn't talking about performance. Facility-wise, you saw a snapshot here, and I'll give you a bigger tour in a moment. This is the last center that we opened up in Cary, North Carolina. 3,700 square feet. Like I said, they came through their 100-member mark early. They're at 70 days out. They were already at 141 members through our agency. The other center that we recently opened was in Boca Raton, Florida. Before this, 5,000 square feet. They hit their first 61 members in 6 weeks. Again, on a pre-sale basis with our agency doing the legwork behind it. Right now, here we are on day one. I believe there's a couple dozen members already into the system, and I would imagine by the end of next week, they'll hit their first 50. So they're well on their way, and this program is going great. Just a quick snapshot on product offering. I mentioned that number three, our third point was, all-day offerings. We have a youth, teen, college, and pro product called Sports Performance Training. There's a number of elements to it. There's 60-minute workouts that are individualized for every athlete in a small group setting. We train in groups of 5 to 1. Unlike boot camp that has 30 to 1 athletes, this is highly focused on the athletes, and they each get an individualized workout. Part of COVID taught us we had to have a home-based product, and we now have that as well as part of that digital app so that you can sell subscriptions to the athlete that can't get to our center. We have an adult training product. AR Fit is our high-intensity interval workouts. That's, again, an 8 to 10 ratio. This is not cardio. This is performance-based training for the adult that's individualized. You still have to go get some cardio time on your own, but you can do that on your own because the effort isn't as significant. We're going to push you here to make sure that you achieve your goals. We have endurance product for the runner, cyclist, and triathlete, a product for the aging athlete, 65 plus, that's working on balance, eccentric strength, and range of motion. We also have a product that's available for the tactical athlete that's be fit for work. Think first responders. Also, our other product line is Return to Ready or Return to Play. This is for the athlete that's gotten injured, finished their physical therapy with an ACL or a lower extremity or a shoulder injury, and we'll bring them back to competition. So 3 product lines that allows us to cover an all-day product. We open at 6 o'clock in the morning. We don't close to 6, and there's a program available every day for a different audience. In this center, we can run programs simultaneous with 8,000 square feet. They'll run 2 or 3 different types of programming simultaneously. Okay. My last point was, active versus semi-absentee. If you want to be an active owner, be the GM, great, we love it. If you want to be assistant GM and dabble in this, great. If you just want to have a networking role in the function, that's awesome. But there's a couple of things that we expect out of every owner. You have to set culture. Yes, we have a culture for Athletic Republic, but your values have to resonate through your employees. A level of hospitality, cleanliness, willingness to put yourself out there and be part of the community is important. You have to be a good networker. You have to be a community-minded relationship builder. That starts with having a high level of integrity, because you're being trusted with the family's most valuable possession, their children. And so integrity is really important to us, and being able to network, connect one-on-one with your community is really great. Your training staff's going to do just fine with the people that come in for a trial. They'll be able to close them, but you need to help build those relationships in your community. You're going to hire millennials in your business, so you need to be a good mentor, especially your head trainer and GM. Those are the 2 people that really run your facility. So mentoring them, because they don't know business like you do, and you need to help them through that. And you have to set priorities. We're very data driven, including our business analytics from engagement, lead generation and management, the revenue top line, as well as performance results. And you need to work with us. We have a call every month with every center to go through these metrics with you to make sure that you're setting priorities correctly and making sure that you're activating against each of them. So we're very involved. We're tracking this with you, and we've got your hand to make sure that you're setting the right priorities to be successful. And then it's financial oversight. You're paying the bills, so let's make sure dollars are being used properly. So in a quick snapshot, those are the reasons why you want to learn more about Athletic Republic. And if this really resonates with you and you have a passion for sports training and you want to be profitable at it as well, reach out to your FranNet representative, and we'll be happy to take you through the program. And maybe one day we'll be opening a center, just like I am today in Little Rock with you. Emily, that was what I got. I tried to go quickly because I know we only had a little bit of time.
Charlie, that was great. Thank you. We've got a few more minutes. I do want to address a question that's in the chat, and we have a few people log in late. So if time permitting, if you would stop sharing your screen, and if you're able to show us where you are again before we wrap up, I think that would be great. Sure. One question that Doug asked is, can you speak to the topic of hiring employees? That is a very hot topic these days. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, it's certainly a struggle, but there are a lot of people graduating with exercise science and kinesiology degrees. It's one of the more popular ones in school. They want to train athletes. The good news is that health clubs are not hiring personal trainers right now. There is just not enough of them, not enough members. Health clubs have seen their membership diminish. So we're getting tons of applications here in Little Rock. I think there was over 150 people applied for the 4 jobs they posted to start up. We're paying anywhere from starting wages at $15 to $20 an hour. It's not about finding candidates. It's about finding the right fit, people with enough personal charisma that want to follow the system, that want to be involved in this and have a degree or a background in either training, coaching, or exercise science is what we're looking for. Not an issue in finding it today. Some markets more than others, but certainly here in Little Rock, that wasn't an issue. And we have a whole training program behind it that builds on what they learned in school to help them be able to deliver the program. And last week we had one of our our instructors here all week working with their staff. And then we have a team here this week working on the business side of it as well. Got it. And Neil asked, does Athletic Republic have its own businesses, or is it all franchisees?
We have actually not today. That's not true. We have one today. We typically, we just sold our corporate location recently to an NFL player who came back home and said, hey, I really would like to be in this. Do you have any centers? Like, well, run the corporate location. So our corporate office has a training center in it. We just recently sold. We are operating one location right now. We do it as we had an owner that had a really hard time, frankly, a breakdown during COVID, and we stepped in to take over his center to help him sell it. It's coming into the FranNet network here shortly. It's in Atlanta as a resale. So it'll be along shortly, but we typically just step in to help our owners if they're struggling for one reason or other. We're better at that than trying to operate locations. We're better to help be a pinch hitter and then help them sell it. Bring our expertise to the table and move it through. So we don't currently have any other centers that we run.
Hey, Charlie, this is Paige. Do you have any locations open on the West Coast or in development?
We do. Certainly our headquarters is in Park City, Utah, so that's one of the closest locations. We were a licensing entity before we turned franchising in 2006, meaning that we sold our equipment and our training methodology. Basically, they just don't operate under the Athletic Republic brand. But we have a location in Menlo Park at the Rikers Center for Human Enhancement. It's a combination of arts and music and sports training. We have a couple locations in the LA area, in Fontana. We're also at Stanford University. We train their varsity athletes as well. But we'd love more, for sure. That's why we're talking today. Let's get California, Washington, Oregon built out. Please.
So this question was actually directed to me. It says, someone's asking me apparently, how does Athletic Republic support compared to other franchises?
Can I help you with that?
What's that?
Can I help you with that?
I would love to hear what you say. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 85 open units. We only sell centers we can open. We're not trying to add a lot of units. We're looking to add successful operators, and the only ones we're opening are going to be successful. So first and foremost, our goal is to get you profitable as quickly as we possibly can. My role as a CEO gets infinitely easier with my owners if I'm having conversations once the business is cash flowing. So first and foremost, our goal, my team, is to take on only enough business that we can justify that is going to open successful locations. Secondly, we're talking to you every month about your priorities. Once you cross that cash flow break-even point, you're in our what we call business acceleration program. From the day you sign your business franchise agreement to the day you cash flow, you have a weekly call with us until you cash flow. And sometimes it's even more than weekly. Then once it moves on to that, we have a monthly call to deal with your KPIs and performance. So our involvement from operations, training, hiring, education, program development, program delivery, all the aspects of your business from software to solutions, we're intimately involved until you master them. And I don't know what other people do, but it seems right to me as the operating executive, I'm the guy that's responsible for this. Not a franchise consultant or a broker that's coming into it that's helping you sell it. The reason why FranNet's partnering with us because they know I've got their back. They know they're dealing with the CEO that's saying, I'm going to stand behind this business and I'm going to make sure you're going to be successful and get the return that you want out of this business.
I will say that FranNet works with a little over 200 different businesses. I have the pleasure of doing these types of conversations with various brands. I think this is the first time I've ever been able to do it with the CEO.
Yeah. I mean, as a CEO, I've run Fortune 500 companies. I've run lots of small businesses. I've been in this, and I've produced TV shows for the networks, you name it. I found that people are the single most important thing a company can have. And talent is the most critical element to the success of our franchises. So I'm involved to make sure that the talent that we bring into our organization is going to be the best we can get. And so why not find that out early? Why not go through the analysis now to find out, hey, this is a good fit for me or not? Why waste your time on something that's not going to be a good fit? And I feel the same way. So I'm involved because I'm a better assess of talent than anybody else is going to be. And I can tell you if you're going to be successful at this business or not, and if I think you'd be good in our network. And you'll be able to judge the same. Hey, Charlie, that's too much accountability for me. I'm not interested. Yeah. Hey, this isn't for everybody, but for the right person, it's really fun and it's really exciting and it makes them money.
Well, Charlie, thank you. There was one last question about financing.
Yeah.
And I want to respect everyone's time. So I'll just say, does Athletic Republic provide in-house financing?
We don't. We do it for our existing operators. We have equipment leasing business, but by and large, we use the SBA. I would say 85% of our operators use the SBA. We've got great relationships with a number of firms as does FranNet that can help you get qualified and get approved. Anywhere from we've seen loans come through at between 25 and 15%, depending on the lenders of loan to value. So, or excuse me, the other way around. So 75 to to 85% loan to value. So, we've got a good relationship and track record with the SBA and can help you. We'll provide the business plan, all the financial templates that you can do that submission. It's already produced for you.
And I'll tell you what, we have several financing partners, and we do a monthly 30-minute how to finance your business. So I will email everybody that registered a link to this conversation, as well as a link to the financing call, so you can learn more about your options.
That's awesome.
And Charlie, I just want to thank you. And it occurred to me as I was looking at your visuals here as we wrap up, I want to thank you for teaching our youth work ethic, discipline, tenacity. I mean, these are values that whether that 11-year-old girl, no matter how long she plays soccer, she knows that when she works at something and when she has the right support, she can reach her goals. And what a beautiful thing to instill in our communities. So Charlie, thank you. Thank you everyone that joined us today. If you would like to get more information on Athletic Republic, contact your local FranNet associate and we'll be sure to get you connected. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again, Charlie. And congratulations on the new opening.
Thank you so much. If you're not connected with us on LinkedIn, please do. You'll see more about Little Rock coming on. So please find me on LinkedIn, ask to connect, and I'll be happy to share the announcements with it. So thank you, Emily, and the whole FranNet team. We love working with you guys and look forward to hearing from everybody here going forward.
Likewise. Take care, everyone. See you. Bye-bye. Thanks, Sally. Sally, you had the perfect background for this today. All right. Yeah, Charlie, Sally has a heavy bag behind her.
I see that. It's awesome. That's really good.
Thanks, Marvin, for joining us. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.